He's got a hutch, guys. How long has it been since you've seen us dig a hutch out of the ground? At least a few months, probably closer to a year. This week's video is sponsored by Nordiv 8. If you're looking for a good pair of hiking boots, work boots, or even tactical style boots, be sure to check them out. I'm going to leave a link below in the description and pin a comment. Also use code N810 for 10% off. All right, guys, we are out and digging deep. If y'all don't recognize this guy down here, we got Tristan back out with us today. He's home for the holidays, and we weren't sure where we were going to dig at today. I had a general idea of where I wanted to go, but our friend with an excavator has been here within the last couple days, and he left this hole open. And he doesn't dig by hand. He only digs with a bucket on his excavator. So his bucket is probably at full reach where Tristan's at right now. That's a good size root. He's not going to get down there with a shovel and dig, but you know what? We will. Yeah, we will. So I'm going to show y'all what he's done so far. That guy with the excavator came through, and all this was mounded up, and he dug in a big U shape. Now, most of all this right here I dug over 10 years ago. So I don't think he probably found much. He could have found a few sodas, but ultimately I feel pretty confident that we cleaned it out pretty good. He looked like he was doing a bit of prospecting. He must have failed over there where we were because he couldn't reach it with the bucket of the excavator, and come over here and tried a hole. And you can see that the ash layer dispersed. And that ash layer, for those of you that may be new to the channel, is from a dump that was here over 100 years ago. So this is actually an old city landfill. So we're actually pretty excited today because we didn't have to dig 7 foot of overburden. And we're actually already on the ash layer down there that we might find something pretty good. But now I'm going to stop flapping my jaws and I'm going to get down here and let Tristan take a break because he's been working hard for a few minutes. All right, first bottle is showing right here on the side wall. I can tell that it's amber and that it kind of looks like it's going to be a beer, but we're not for sure. You never know with this kind of stuff. And you don't know if it's going to be whole either, so I'm going to try to do this one-handed for a second. Actually, I may hand the camera up to Tristan and let him hold it if you don't mind. Well, I've got somebody with me today. It's always nice to have a little bit of help. I hate to break it, it'd be something good. Looking more like a beer. Broken beer. Oh. See if it was embossed anywhere. Only on the bottom. It's got the 1418 163 on the bottom. You can see that the numbers are not actually in line with each other. It's an older beer, probably from the teens or 20s. The way that it's at the top of the layer, it's not quite as old as what we want it to be. The hutches are going to be about a foot lower, hopefully. So we'll get back with you when we find something cool. Let's see if I can. I think that's hard right there.
Yeah.
I hate seeing that hard stuff right on top of it.
Yeah.
Because that makes me think it's going to be broken. Jeez Louise. Might have to come around from the other side.
That's a big boy.
Whatever it is, it's different than what we typically find.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can. There it goes. I thought it might be iron.
Dude.
What is that?
Dude, I don't know. It's got to be old being there on the bottom, though.
Yeah, it's on the very, very bottom.
Dude.
There's the neck. That's some kind of flap.
Dude.
What is that? That's cool looking as crap.
Yeah.
There's a brick right into the bottom. Let's get that out of the way.
Oh, wow.
That popped it loose, whatever it was. Oh, come on. What is that?
Dude, that's beautiful.
This says Vinol, V-I-N-O-L, right there. And that's something I don't know what it is. I'm assuming it's probably alcohol related.
Wow.
By the shape. And that lip makes it kind of look like almost like a wine, but
yeah,
I don't know. I'm sure somebody in the comment section can let us know. They probably dug one in the past, but that's a new one for the channel for us. And I like how squatty it is. That's super cool, guys.
Yes.
We'll take it. All right, we've got a soda up here in the top layer. And you know what? It's not a soda, that's a Welch's. Oh, it's a mini Welch's. I just saw the embossing on the side of it.
It'll get you every time.
It will, especially with that crown top on it. Probably a nice 20s or 30s bottle. We were just telling Tristan's girlfriend, usually the way that it works in a dump is that it's usually, at least in this particular spot, every foot you move about 10 years. So if we're in the 20s right here, we'll be down in the teens or right around the turn of the century down here at the very bottom. So still a good sign, and we'll take it without a doubt. All right, first stopper of the day. It's not a Heinz 57, it's just a nice clear one. Usually when you find them, it seems like they all say Heinz 57 that are aqua colored. You can see that I've got some kind of maybe condiment bottle right there, or it could be a salt shaker or pepper shaker. So I'm gonna dig that out. I don't think it's gonna be anything spectacular, but this is definitely undug over here, and that's what we were kind of banking on. You can tell usually by looking at the ground layers whether it's been dug, and I'm going to show y'all how. If you look right here, you can see the red rust layer and then the gray rust layer. And as I pan to the right, look how all of a sudden the dirt right here looks completely different. There's no ash there. That's because there was probably a hole here previously from a digger before us, and they stopped right about here. So we don't want to go that way. We want to turn and go this way. And if you look, there's a gigantic tree up there. Now that tree is a deterrent for most bottle diggers that are digging by hand, because they don't want to have to dig through all of these roots that you see. So by us coming in from the side and going up underneath the bottom, we're probably gonna find something pretty cool. We'll let y'all know here shortly. The marble master is back at it. He just pulled out a nice clay marble. Where did you set it at? You put it in your pocket? Oh, what is that?
Huntsville.
Huntsville Coca-Cola mid-script.
Yeah, and then this guy.
Heck yeah. I've got to be honest with you, we don't find a lot of Huntsville bottles here.
That would have been cool.
Yeah,
That would have been
and
really
that mid-script really puts us right in the age that we wanted to, which is gonna be right around 1910. That's really cool, and that clay marble is awesome too. Tristan said marbles make him way more happy than what they should.
They do, man. Get me going.
Heck yeah. All right, let's see if I can make my way down here without collapsing this hole on Tristan. Show y'all a couple of things that he's found. Since the last time that we spoke, he did get a little shoe polish. He just pulled out one of the small, is it the Hicks and Capudine or just the Capudine? It's the Hicks and Capudine. Pretty common little bottle, but I always like finding these. There's so many different sizes and so many different ways that they're worded on the bottle in the embossing that I always like seeing which one it is. So what we have figured out is how my theory was right, and to the right has been dug previously, so we're having to go to the left. And to the left, we're getting deeper and deeper underneath this bank that we're looking at. So we're probably gonna have to do a little bit of hole restructuring, collapse a little bit off, dig a little bit out to be able to keep on chasing the ash line. But hopefully it will reward us with a good soda or two. All right guys, just pulled this out. It's just a slick. We pulled several of those. I was moving pretty fast and there's a flask. So let's see. Oh, it's embossed. Holy cow. We never find embossed whiskey flasks.
Where's that?
It is a B&B high grade liquors. It says Blue Thinalol and Bickert. B&B Cincinnati. Atlanta and Cincinnati.
Really?
That's really cool, guys. Holy cow. We'll take that.
Research on that company. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, usually if it's from Atlanta or, you know, up north, they're probably pretty common. But there again, something that I've never dug before. It just shows you, I've been digging for well over a decade now, and it doesn't matter how much you dig, you're always finding something that you've never found before, and that's what makes this hobby so exciting. But that right there is really cool, guys. All right, so we've got into a ton of bones, and Tristan just pulled out something kind of interesting. We actually found a vertebrae a while ago. Oh, it's a tooth. Heck yeah, I wonder if it's a boar tooth. You think it was from a pig?
I have no idea.
That's crazy. It almost looks like a big claw, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like a bear claw. Dude, that's crazy. I can honestly say I've never dug one of those. I have dug a set of false teeth in here, though. That was creepy to rake out, and all you see is his teeth out of the sidewall. I was like, there's a skeleton, and it wasn't.
No.
We're looking pretty good, guys. We've restructured this hole and gave ourselves a little bit more room. It is definitely producing in that general direction over there. And we're just hopeful that we're going to find some sodas here in a little while. We did just pull out the bottom, the base that said H&W. So that would have been a Hooper and Worcester, Lord, can't talk, hutch. So that was kind of exciting. Here's you a spoon bowl. And there's been a ton more pieces of glass like this right here that I'm keeping for my wife and what she does with the jewelry. And we have found quite a few more stoppers as well. So it has been productive with a minimal amount of work. So we're pretty excited to keep going and see what else we can find. All right, he thinks he's got another whiskey flask over here. Sometimes when you find one that's embossed, there could be more than one there.
Somebody likes their brand.
Yep, if they like a particular brand, they'll stick with it. So we're hoping that it's another B&B, but we're not for sure what it'll be. It may be just slick. Like I said, usually here, most of the whiskey flasks are slick. Yep. Still a nice early one though, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's almost smaller than a half pint, isn't it?
Maybe.
Huh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right though. Maybe there'll be another whole one in there. All right, guys. I've just got the magic touch today. It looks like every time I get in here, something's popping out. This looks like this is going to be a big wine or a big whiskey. Oh, geez. It's still in there pretty good. I'm gonna get it loose here in just a second and show y'all what it is. All right, just popped it loose. Let's see if it's whole. It is whole. Good Lord, that's a big wine. Got beautiful color to it too. Look how crude that is. You can see the waves in the glass. Got a nice top on it. Full of water. Nothing on the bottom. So nothing embossed on it, but overall the color is just fantastic. That'll be really nice cleaned up without a doubt. All right, so right beneath where that large wine or whiskey bottle was, I just popped this out. And this one's actually a pretty cool one because it says Chamberlain's, but it says Colic and Cholera on it. And diarrhea, I think.
No way.
Yeah. It says Colic, Cholera, Diarrhea Remedy.
No way.
That's actually a pretty cool bottle right there. People love these funky tonic bottles. And, you know, they often clean up to look pretty nice. That one says where it's from. I can't remember right off. St. Monez or Moines or however you say it, Iowa. I have no idea. I'm from the south. That's too far north for me to know what that means. What that is. But yeah, that one's pretty cool, guys. I'll take it. I'm going to clean this hole out and let Tristan back in here because at this rate, I'm going to clean it out on him again. He needs to get in here and find him some bottles before he gets back on the road. All right, so we had some big bones. We debated on who or what they were. And now we found this tooth. And it kind of looks human and it kind of doesn't. Now I'm questioning what all of those rather large bones were, whether they were femur bones. Y'all let me know. I'm not a bone expert and we haven't found a skull, so I'm not calling the cops, but he does got a little bitty vertebrae up there too. We're just getting into some weird stuff. I guess the guy that drank all this alcohol just died, passed out, and they threw him in here with all of his liquor bottles.
He's eating horse bones.
That's creepy, man. That is creepy. I don't know. Let's keep going. Let's see if we can find the skull. Only joking. Oh, I do see it. We're taking bets. Is it a Bromo caffeine?
Feels round.
Feels round. I'm going with a Bromo seltzer. Or a Bromo, however you want to say it.
It's empty on the inside though. That was cool to
Finally get you on something. It's right on the very bottom too, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Bigger one. That's cool.
It,
I find them all the time.
yeah, I was gonna say we find them pretty often, but you never know when you see that cobalt blue what it'll be.
And I'm happy with that.
We'll take it. Hey, it's probably your first one in a couple years, huh?
For real.
There we go. Guys, I was getting a little worried for Tristan. Didn't think he was gonna find anything good, and he just pulled the find of the day out. And I'm gonna show you all this because I'm not for sure, but I'm pretty sure that this is probably unknown.
I have no idea.
Kale Drug Company, Pratt City, Alabama. As long as I have been digging, I've never dug one, and I don't know that I've ever seen one online either. That is fantastic, man. Big congrats on that, dude.
Well, thanks.
That's from the same town that the embossed Indian bottles are from, and that's still a bucket list item for Tristan. He wants to find one of those. So if we're finding those, we actually could find one of those hutches. And that's we found 2 hutch tops while I had the camera off. And we did find a couple of other items over here, like a small snuff, this ketchup that you see here from New York. This is an interesting med right here. It's a Lax Foss. It says Winstead's on it. And this interesting bottle right here that I thought was gonna be a red top, but it's not. So we've kind of got back into a pocket. We had to collapse in and start moving to the left, but it looks like we're gonna find some pretty good stuff. So I'm super excited about that med for Tristan though. That made the whole hole worth it. He's got a hutch, guys. How long has it been since you've seen us dig a hutch out of the ground? at least a few months, probably closer to a year. Let's get down here where y'all can see a little bit better. There you go, you can see it up in the sidewall. Any day you find a hutch is a good day. We're pretty sure that it's Alabama Bottling Company, which is probably one of the most common hutches from Alabama. It does have a pictorial eagle on the reverse. There's several variants of the bottle. There's a clear variant, there's an aqua variant, and there's actually one that says Alabama Bottling Works instead of Company. Oh, it jumped out on you.
Yeah,
it was ready to get out of the hole.
Nice aqua.
Beautiful bottle, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, awesome. Sweet.
I was sitting here worried for you, and then here he goes pulling out hutches and unknown medicines.
All right, it's your turn.
That's awesome, dude. You were right there on it a while ago, weren't you? Just didn't see it.
Yeah, this is all riding a foot higher than the bottom.
That's good.
You know, and I just poked up there, that med fell out, and then poked again. This was right next to it. So there, I'd go right there.
We need to go to that tree.
Yeah.
Got to go to the tree.
Yep.
Awesome. Let's get going. All right, guys. Got a soda showing. Oh, that's a wine. I can tell by the color.
It's okay.
Man, it was a daggum alcoholic hole right here.
Yeah. That's cool, though.
You can see the kick up on the bottom. It's got a nice little kick up. Got great color to it. It is a bit newer. That's probably 20s. But that's okay. It seems like the hutches are kind of riding, like he said, a little bit higher. We found another couple of hutch tops and a couple of side pieces. It's definitely an interesting layer that we're chasing. So let's see what else we can find. All right. So I was just kind of collapsing it and a soda rolled out. Don't know what it is yet. It's a Raola with a broken top. That hurts my feelings. That's the newer Raola that's up at the shoulder. But that could still be a good drinking glass candidate because it looks like the glass is in phenomenal condition.
Yeah,
and it doesn't look like it's got very many scratches or anything.
Strong embossing.
Yep, we'll take that one. But right up here, I actually see something else that looks like a soda. And it looks like it's broken. Yeah, it is, but let's see if I can get any identifying marks off of it. Hey, that was a Alabama Bottling Works hutch bottom. So another hutch piece. So we're definitely in a pocket on this side more than that side.
Looks real good.
That's good. All right, guys, we are just whiskey flask after whiskey flask, which is not uncommon, but what is uncommon is to continue to find each one with a stopper placed perfectly inside. I mean, literally, as we're digging them, the stopper's still in place.
We've got a soda.
Oh, yeah. I passed the torch to you. I did good this morning. It's your turn to do good this afternoon. Any guesses? What do you think it is? You couldn't get in there.
Nothing to see right now.
Can't tell yet?
No. Looks like it's got a little bit of lip damage.
A little bit of lip damage never hurt anybody, right?
Probably a red rock.
Probably a red rock?
Yeah, probably.
We've dug 300 red rocks from Atlanta today, and those things, for some reason, break really easily. I mean, we just one after the other, every single one of them's been broken.
You can't really tell. It's in there. Pretty good.
As long as it's not a wine. There we go.
Oh, it's broken.
Is it? Oh, crap. What was that? Oh, it's Jefferson County.
Jefferson County.
Okay, Jefferson County Circle Slug. We're still following sodas. I mean, we just went forever without finding sodas, and then all of a sudden, here they come. That's a fairly common bottle, $15 to $20 bottle. So it being broken doesn't hurt our feelings. But at the same time, we wish that it was whole.
Yes.
So we're going to keep going that way. That's where all the sodas are. There's another one of the Alabama Bottling Company hutches. Sadly, it is busted to smithereens. It would have been a nice one regardless. You can see that eagle on the back. The one you found earlier was aqua, wasn't it?
Yes.
And this is the clear variant that I was telling y'all about. So that actually could be a, nope, oh, dadgummit. That crack went down a little bit too far. I was gonna say that could be a good drinking glass candidate, but sadly it's not. As for the stopper that you see in the top, these are always worth keeping for people that like to repair these bottles. I have a ton of people ask me every week, how do you repair bottles? And to answer that, I do not. There's a place actually in Las Vegas, I believe, that does it. And honestly, I've never sent one off because it is quite costly. If you're going to repair a bottle, it needs to be a bottle that's probably upwards in the price range of around $500 up, because you're going to spend a pretty penny to get it fixed. So something that's pretty interesting, like we were just talking about, is right here where I showed y'all earlier that this had been dug in the past. Right there is where whoever dug here, probably over a decade ago, stopped. It stopped right here. And what's hilarious is right there is where the complete hutch that he found came out of just a few minutes ago. So whoever that was either got tired, their hole collapsed, it got dark, they got rained out, something, and they stopped just short of finding a hutch bottle. Yep. And like Tristan just said, that's one of those things that'll drive you as a bottle digger completely crazy, is if I stop here, what's just 1 inch further in the dirt? Yep. Is it that Coke hutch? Is it that Jack Daniels flask? Is it a whiskey jug? You never know. And that's why you kind of push yourself to the limits, and sometimes you do more than you need to and wear yourself out.
Yep.
Like tonight, I've been drinking a ton of Gatorade. I bet I get about 100 cramps because I haven't dug in so long.
I probably will too.
Looks like another soda. If you hear sirens in the background, so y'all are aware, in the last 3 days in Birmingham, Alabama, 7 people have been shot and killed. And we're not too far off from where all of that action is happening. Thankfully, we've dug ourselves a foxhole here, so if the gunfire starts going off, at least we got a good place to hide. All right, guys, I got my marble for the day. This is one of the nice blue marbles right here. I think they call them Bennington. I'm not a marble expert, but I believe these are the marbles that came right after the clay marbles. So that's pretty cool. It's got a nice color to it, and you can usually tell how early they are because they're not perfectly round. All right, guys, we were right here at the end of the day, and this piece of metal sticking out, and it is solid. At first, I thought that it was like a putty knife, and then I felt on the bottom, and it feels like it's porcelain, and it feels like it says something. So I'm gonna try to dig it out live for y'all. Y'all bear with me because I don't know how big it is, but it's been a long time since I found a porcelain sign. The last one I found was a Vicks VapoRub door push porcelain. And I found it just a few blocks from here, actually. And so I'm actually pretty excited to see if this says anything or if I am completely imagining all of it.
Looks promising.
God, it's big.
Really?
I think I'm gonna have to dig all into that bank.
Dude, you might have to. You might bring out some bottles with it too.
Yeah, I guess we'll do that.
Yeah, go for it.
Just kind of keep an eye, if you will, for me about where it is in case I bury it. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna bury it before I re-dig it out. I'm so tired of these red rocks. Just like one after the other.
All destroyed.
Yep, every single one of them.
It'd be okay if some of them were whole.
Yeah, no doubt. That's why I'm being careless, so y'all know.
No telling what it could say.
Okay.
Oh,
What was it?
it's a flange.
Ah, shoot.
Dang.
It's whole though. That's whole. I thought it was broken. You see how it's shaped?
Yeah, yeah.
It would have hung just like that.
It could have just been decorative.
It's possible.
You think it'll clean up?
Maybe. I'll
Underneath
clean it up
it?
and try to get something off of it.
Yep.
But that's
Still
definitely
awesome.
a porcelain sign.
Yep.
I mean, that's cool, man. That's probably hanging on the front of a drugstore or something like that.
Shows you they can be out here. What's the other side look like?
The other side's nothing on it. It wasn't double-sided. But I can't get anything off of it. If y'all recognize what it is, drop a comment below and let us know. All right, guys, we're at the end of the day. Now, I'm excited to tell y'all, before you click off the video, that this is just the beginning. Today was a prospecting video. Next week, we're gonna have a massive dig coming. It's gonna be a blast, so y'all be sure you tune in next week. What we found today, though, was very promising. We got the hutch. We got the nice embossed whiskey flask. We got a porcelain sign that I'm gonna go home and soak and see if I can figure out what it is. It actually looks like a Stone Fizz sign the more that I look at it, but I could be wrong, which was a soda. Tons of hutch tops, tons of whiskey flasks and stuff that are not pictured right here. They're actually back behind us. But overall, we had a great day. I'm gonna turn the camera around on y'all. Big thanks to these guys for coming out and digging with me today. Y'all wonder why I don't dig. It's because I don't have people to dig with me. So whenever I do have people to come, it makes me super excited to be able to get out and do what we did today. Next week, there's gonna probably be between 7 and 10 of us, and we're gonna put a hole in that's about, I don't know, 3 or 4 times that size and find hopefully 3 or 4 times more bottles than what we did today. So we're very excited. And don't worry, we're gonna cave this in a little bit right here, make it a little bit safer so nobody falls in this hole. But before I did that, I wanted to do this wrap up because my camera is dying. So we'll catch you guys in next week's adventure. And if you're not subscribed, please be sure to do so. See y'all then.